What's up guys, it's Alex here back for another video, and in this video I wanted to do a guide on taking Dragon Utopias. So what is a Dragon Utopia if you're not familiar? So a Dragon Utopia is this red looking thing here, and basically it's guarded by a number of dragons. So it's dragons of all sorts, the green, red, gold, and black. And it's going to be one of four sizes, just like any other object that you farm usually. And as a reward, you get relics, you get really good artifacts, and you get a lot of gold for actually beating them. Now, they're definitely not easy to beat. It's not something you can do in the early game, and it's something that you have to be pretty strong before you can actually do them comfortably. However, utopias can certainly turn a game around, and they can give you the strength that you need to actually win a game. So usually they're an object that you're going to be doing in kind of the mid to late game. And usually, when you get into the center, for example, there are going to be Dragon Utopias there. And if you have a strong enough army, or if you have the tools that you need to actually do them, you probably will be doing them, because there's always a chance that you're going to get an Earth Tome or a Teapot, or, something that's really good, or, or a number of those things. I've certainly had games where I've won because of a good Utopia. However, you need to know that it is certainly always a gamble, right? When you take utopias, you can get screwed. As an example, I'll actually show you guys real quick. This was in an actual game, and yeah, I did a size 3 Utopia as castle because I had a lot of portals of glory and I was going for archangels, and a size 3 gave me this. It gave me 2 sacks of shit and a 3-all necklace. So the 3-all necklace is nice, but I mean, I was still able to get archangels, so I was okay with that. However, I was not able to win the game because my opponent, I broke 1, 2, 3 with 15 archangels, but my opponent already had an Earth Tome and a good amount of army, and he just was able to implement me down. But if I got, instead of these 2 sacks of shit, if I got Earth Tome and Teapot, I would have won the game. So you always kind of have to know that you're taking that risk, and weigh that risk versus the reward kind of ratio. You got to estimate how much are you going to lose by taking the taupe, and how you're actually, what do you stand to gain? If you stand to gain something that can help you win the game, that might lean you more towards actually taking it. Now, another reason is certainly the gold. So if you're playing to go for archangels or titans, or any upgraded tier 7 unit, usually you're going to need a lot of gold for that. So that can be another reason that you do the Utopia, is so that you can get the gold to actually go for that upgraded tier 7 unit. That's actually pretty common to do with Castle, because Castle likes to get archangels a lot. And you can also do that with Tower to get Titans. You can do that with Stronghold to get Ancient Behemoths. Other towns, probably not quite as much. I have gotten Chaos Hydras as Fortress, but going for, let's say, Gold Dragons or Black Dragons is not quite as common, although it can still happen. So besides the relics, usually the relics are kind of the first reason that you would be doing them, but the gold is also a big reason that you could be doing them. If you can really use it, if, getting the archangels, for example, is going to make you that much stronger, and, you can comfortably do the Utopia without losing too much, then, why not? Now, to kind of show you guys the sizes. So basically, again, they can be one of 4 different sizes, right? So 1, 2, 3, or maxi. And basically, in a size 1, you get 1 relic. In a size 2, you get 2 relics. Size 3, you get 3 relics. Size 4, you get 4, or the max size, you get 4 relics. And also the amount of gold, it's 20,000 gold in size 1, 30,000 size 2, 40,000 size 3, and 50,000 in a maxi. And how do you know the size? So when you check the Utopia, you will automatically know whether it's a size 1 or 2. You can't tell the difference between 1 and 2, but you can tell the difference between 1 and 2, and 3, and max. So when you check this, and it tells you it's 5/9 green, 5/9 red, 5/9 gold, 5/9 black. This is a maxi. This is the biggest size utopia that you can have. And so because there's no other utopia that can have 5 black dragons and 6 gold, or more than 5 gold dragons. So you automatically know this is a maxi. So you got to prepare for pain. You got to prepare, make sure that you are actually able to take it, because this is the toughest one. Now, to just show you guys really quickly the other sizes. Okay, another maxi. All right, so this here is a size 1 or 2. So when you check it and it tells you 5/9 green, 5/9 red, 1/4 gold, 1/4 black, it's a size 1 or 2. You don't know whether it's a size 1 or 2, but usually you will be able, if you're strong enough to take a size 1, size 2 is not going to be that much stronger. You're going to be fighting the same amount of green and red dragons. You're just going to have to face, instead of 1 black dragon and 2 gold dragons, you're facing 2 black dragons and 3 gold dragons. Now, okay, let's see this one. So this one is a size 3. So this is how you tell the difference between a size 1 and 2 and size 3. So check this out. It says the same thing. 5/9 green, 5/9 red, 1/4 gold, 1/4 black, right? However, this one is a size 3, and this one is a size 1 or 2, even though they say the same thing. How do you know this? So you know this by checking at the bottom. You see at the bottom where the resources, where it says guarded by a pack, 10/19 creatures. So if it's 10/19, then it's a size 1 or 2. Now, the size 3 utopia is going to say lots, 2049. So it's going to say the same amount of the dragons as size 1 or 2, but it's going to say a lots of creatures. So be sure to check that. That's how you know whether it's a size 1 or 2 or a size 3. Okay, well, now let's just get into actually taking the utopias. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys 3 kind of most common methods of taking the utopias. There are other methods, but I'm just going to focus on kind of 3 main ones for the sake of, not making this video too long. So the first one would be something, having some kind of magic like Resurrect. So either Resurrect, or with Undead, you can also use Animate Dead, for example. And here, what you need to make sure is that you have enough mana and spell power, and that your stats are decent enough to actually be able to do damage and actually survive, so that you can out-resurrect the damage that the dragons do. So the most important thing is to not die on turn 1. And what you're going to need a decent power stack, and obviously, like I already mentioned, spell power, knowledge, the spell. Obviously, make sure that if you're using Resurrect that you do have the advanced earth magic, so that you can actually keep the creatures that you resurrect. And yeah, you don't want to be doing these on like 0/0 attack and defense. So, if you're using Resurrect, you're probably going to be using a mage hero, a spellcaster. So just make sure that you try to get some artifacts, whatever you can get, to actually be able to do it, and, not die, and so that the dragons don't out damage your Resurrect. Okay, and in this example, we're actually taking the utopia basically on mostly what we got in our biome. So we just took a few hives, and we got 28 wyvern. And 28 wyvern with these stats and this amount of mana on Jadit is going to be enough to actually do the maxi top. So let's just get into the demonstration. Okay, so first of all, notice that I put Wyvern in slot 2. I do this for a reason, because now we only have 10 Wyvern left. So I would not really be doing this on any lower, or like any fewer wyvern or lower stats and lower mana. So, you know, just make sure, like if it was a smaller taupe, you could get away with less, you know, worse stats and fewer wyvern. However, for a maxi taupe, this would be close to the minimum that I would be doing this with. Because you want to survive the first round, and then you want to be able to out-resurrect whatever you're facing, or, you know, the damage that the dragons are going to be doing. Now, so first of all, we're limited to going for a resurrect right away, because we can't really take any more attacks from these guys, right? Because there's just too many of them, and this is why it's challenging. There's a lot of these dragons, right? So right away, we have to resurrect. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the wyvern in this corner here. And that's the reason that I actually put them in slot 2. I suppose you can also go for slot 6. So you can put them in this corner, because for a 2-hex unit like Wyvern, you need to put them in this corner or this corner so that you can only get hit by 2 dragons. If you put them in this corner, you can still get hit by 3 of them. If you have a 1-hex unit, if your power stack is angels or giants, then you could just corner them here or here, and you only get hit by 2 dragons. But that's kind of your goal. Your goal here is to only take 2 attacks. And what I'm going to do with the 1 stacks is I'm going to put them closer to our wyverns so that we can start taking some retaliations from the dragons before hitting with the wyverns, so that... Okay, so you see, once again, we took 2 hits, and again, we only have 12 wyvern left. So, you know, this is definitely dangerous. So you got to make sure that you're doing it right, and you got to make sure that you're, you know, that you are able to survive that first turn and out-resurrect the damage that you're taking. Now, spells like Shield and Stone Skin can help as well. However, in this case, we're really limited to just going for a Resurrect. And, you know, because it's Jadit, because it's his specialty, and we do have a decent amount of mana and spell power and decent stats, we're actually able to out-resurrect the damage that the dragons are doing. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to pick off the dragons one by one. Just stay in the corner here. And what we're going to do is we're going to wait with the wyvern, and we're going to take retaliation with the harpy stacks. And usually you want to take out the green dragon first, because that's the dragon that's, that's the biggest stack, and that's the dragon that's going to do the most damage. Okay, again, we just go for Resurrect, wait, take Retell, attack. Okay, and now you see we're a little bit more comfortable. They're not, these stacks are not as big anymore. They're not doing quite as much damage. So, we can kind of pick them off one by one. And what we would want to do here is actually get rid of, try to keep a stack that's kind of low so that you're not getting hit by 2 dragons that are full strength, but you're, only getting hit by one that's strong and one that's relatively weak, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to take out... I'm actually not going to cast Resurrect. I'm going to be a little bit greedy here to save mana. We don't necessarily need to, but also, if you're doing this in the center, you do want to kind of conserve your mana so that, try to do this on as few... Try to be as efficient as possible with your Resurrects. So yeah, we're going to attack the gold dragon. Okay. And once again, we're going to start resurrecting. Now let's go for the red one. Okay, resurrect again. All right. Yeah, we are going to attack. Unfortunately, we're going to get hit by the black dragons now. Okay. But this still works out. Let's go ahead and take out the red here. And I think about 2 more resurrects should be fine. And now you see, that was actually slightly dangerous moments. So if I happen to get something like good luck there, or Yeah, well, I couldn't get good luck because my luck is neutral, but in some cases, if somehow I did get good luck and I actually killed the black dragon with the retaliation, I would have lost some wyvern because I wouldn't have been able to resurrect all of them. So pay attention to that as well. It's going to actually play more of a role in the next method that I show you, but still, you wouldn't want to lose the 4 wyvern when you don't have to, right? Okay, see, and this way we were able to do the Utopia, and this could be something really good. It was a max Utopia. We're going to get 4 relics. I mean, this is not amazing, but with the Thunder Helmet and double mana as dungeon, we're going to get good a good amount of mana. Angel Wings help. Obviously, Sack of Shit is not that helpful, and, the stat boosting artifact we got is like the lowest stat boosting artifact, so this could have been better. Could have also been worse. But we did get gold, so this does give us more options. Again, though, this does kind of demonstrate that, you're taking a risk. You're taking a risk. Sometimes I would call this not amazing, not amazingly bad, but not great by any means. Somewhat mediocre, closer to bad than good, actually. Would have definitely liked something like Earth Tome or something like that, but since we do have Jadit and he already resurrects, this is decent. With double mana, we would have 440 mana here. So this is pretty decent. And then 15 spell power when we take that off, so not too bad. Alright, now I'm going to show you guys the second method. So the second method is going to be doing this on summons. So summon elementals. Similar to the last method, you want to make sure, well, basically you just go in with 1 stacks is what you do. But you want to make sure that you summon a decent amount, so somewhere around 50 is going to be good enough. You want to make sure that you have decent stats so that your elementals actually don't just die, and you can actually, take the dragons down enough. And obviously you want to make sure that you do this fight intelligently as well. So I will show you guys how to do this. So again, something like this, if I summon less than 50 elementals and my stats are lower than this, I probably would not be trying a maxi taupe. So again, just make sure that you can actually, comfortably do this, that you don't actually die in this, that you summon enough and your stats are good enough that you actually can damage the dragons. Because, especially if you're doing this on something like air elementals, you can do this on any summons. Air and water are the worst. Air because they're the weakest, obviously, and water because they're 2 hex units. So actually, like when I summon Earth, and I'm in this corner here, if I had the water elemental here, I would get attacked by 3 dragons, right? The Earth elemental can only get attacked by 2. And obviously also make sure that whatever you're summoning, that you actually have, that you have that school of magic if you don't have a good enough spell power, right? Like I said, you usually want to have somewhere around 50 elementals for this size taupe with these stats. A lower taupe, size 1 or size 2, you could get away with less if you have decent battle stats. But again, usually it does mean that you need to have that school of magic of whatever elementals you're summoning. So, here, for example, Jadit has earth and he has fire, so I could go for fire or I could go for earth. I would probably not be going for air or water. Earth is usually the best, obviously, because earth elementals are the strongest of the elementals that you can summon. And what we're going to do here is we're going to keep these elementals in this corner, so we only get attacked by 2 of them because, they need to survive. If we were to attack, we could potentially get attacked by all of them and die. And, we want to try to summon as many as possible so that, we can actually do this comfortably. So we just def. Okay. And now we summon another one. Basically, all you do now is just spam elementals. And your goal here is not to kill the Utopia, not to actually finish the Utopia, because if you do it like this and you don't, well, actually on Jadit we could, because we can actually resurrect a 1 stack at the end, but, let's say you're doing this on like Luna and you don't have a resurrect, right, or some other spellcaster without resurrect. So what you would want to do is you would want to actually take down you want to kill everything except for like a 1 or 2 stack, so you want to leave like 1 or 2 dragons alive at the end. And then another hero is just gonna come in and finish with, you know, some kind of army, just a little bit of army. Alright, so we take retail with this guy, then we hit with this guy. Okay, and then basically we're just gonna try to keep this positioning, and you see, you know, we only have 17 left here and 32 here, so if we had lower spell power and lower stats, you know, this would be a little bit more dangerous. Yeah, we're just gonna continue to spam here. Let's see, let's go ahead and hit the black one here. And what you want to do is you want to take away retaliation with your weaker stacks and then hit them with your stronger stacks, you know, so that they don't get retaliation. So you do more damage and you kind of, again, maximize the efficiency of your mana. All right. Here it's not that bad, so we can just kind of reposition, you know, this, you know, if I was a little bit more concerned, I would not be doing this. I would kind of stick to the corner. But here, you know, I'll just take retaliation from the red like this and attack both of these guys like that. Also, try to make sure, you know, with either with this strategy and the next strategy that I'll show you, try not to get breathed, right? Try not to, you know, line up your units so that the dragons don't actually use their dragon breath on you. All right, here we're gonna wait with a 48 stack so that we can take retaliation with the 27 stack here. Wait, and we're gonna go for the gold dragon now. Okay. And we probably don't even need to summon anymore. Let's see, what do we want to take down? Let's take out the gold dragon. Again, we're going to take retaliation with the weak stack. Just remember to do that so we conserve our mana as much as possible. Okay, now let's go for the green dragon because that does the most damage. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we need another summon. Let's go for the black. Now let's go for the red. 1, 2. Okay, so here I'm basically, I would love to just leave a 1 stack of red dragons alive because that's the weakest dragon, and even like 1 angel will be able to kill them on any hero. If I happen to get lucky, if I happen to get to actually roll high damage and kill both of them, I'll obviously leave one of the either the black or the gold. Okay, we didn't kill him. That's fine. All right, so now we just kill this one. And here, just make sure, again, you can die here, because if you happen to actually kill them, if you actually happen to win this fight, you lose your main hero. And you basically, you lose the artifacts, you lose the hero you're doing this with. So this is why, you know, you're hit and running this, basically. You want to leave a 1 dragon, 1 or 2 dragons alive. So basically, if you only have 1 stack of dragons and it's like 3 of them even, and you know, and it shows you that you could kill like 2 or 3, or if you happen to have positive luck and you could get lucky, in parentheses, lucky, actually unlucky, because you would kill them and you would die. If you know, if that's a possibility, if you happen to have a plus luck artifact or something like that, then it's better to just be safe and retreat and, you know, maybe take a little bit more damage finishing 3 dragons. So just make sure on that, you know, you want to try to only leave a 1 stack, but if it's like a 2, you know, if there's like 2 or 3 left, it's better not to risk, you know, not to risk actually dying, right? So here, the gold dragon, we can just finish comfortably, and in this last turn, just make sure, so I still have 2 stacks, so I get to move both of them. If I only had 1 stack, then, you know, I would maybe either summon another stack, or I would surrender right here if I wanted to save more mana, because if I move with one of them, that uses my turn, and then they outspeed me, and they would attack me, and they would die to retaliation, and I would die in this case. So since I do have 2 of them, one of them can finish this dragon, even this low stack can do it, and then the other stack, you know, is moving, and now I get to surrender, or I get to retreat. Okay, and then we just need, you know, a hero with basically 1 angel, and or, you know, anything really, you know, any kind of army that can finish that 1 dragon off, and that's how we finish that off. Okay, and now for the third method. So the third method that I'm going to show you guys is basically when you don't have when you don't have any fancy magic like resurrect, or you don't have summons, and you're basically trying to do this on army. So that's the third method. The more straightforward method would be to do it on army, right? Now, to do this on army, you're going to need a good amount of army. You're also going to need a good hero. Usually, somebody like Tazar or Mephala or even Neela, an armor specialist, is going to be your best bet. If you don't have those, somebody like a Beastmaster with, a hero with armor and a good amount of defense is going to be really good. Because you can also go for offense specialists. However, you're going to be taking hits. And this is kind of why, part of the reason why I prefer the armor specialists over the offense specialists, because you're going to be taking hits here, and offense specialists are going to take more damage. Now, if you have units that are faster, if you have archangels, then sure, you can, in that situation, you can go for the offense specialist because you get to hit first, and you get to take out the dragons before they do a lot of damage to you. So, it's like that philosophy of hit hard, hit fast, and don't take any damage, right? But in most cases, you are going to be taking hits and you are going to be taking damage. And, armor specialists, or at least, Beastmasters or, hero with good defense and armor skill, are going to be taking less damage. So that's going to be usually your better bet. Now, and besides having the good hero and a good amount of army, it would also help to have something like shield and stone skin, especially if it's expert, so that you can kind of mass shield, mass stone skin, and and it's more effective than at basic level. Also, spells like Cure help, maybe even Bloodlust, but usually shield and stone skin are your best bets. You usually want to have that. And you definitely are going to plan for losses. So there's no way, without something like Resurrect, without some fancy magic, there's no way to take Utopias without losing something. So you usually want to bring some units to just basically die. And in this case, it's going to be our giants. So our goal in taking this Utopia, basically, again, here we farmed our biome, so we got all of this from our biome. It is a pretty decently rich biome, but a lot of times, when you're taking Utopias on a warrior hero, you want to have, if it's a big one, you want to have, comparable army. Like, if I had less army than this, I would probably not be going for a maxi taupe. Less army and worse stats. I would probably not be going for a maxi taupe. And we're just going to ignore the fact that we have the Spellbinder's hat, because I'm going to show you guys how to do this without any fancy spells. And and here, we're basically planning to lose our giants, and we're likely going to lose some wyvern, because it is a maxi taupe. We're likely going to lose maybe up to like 8 to 10 wyvern, but our goal is going to be to try to save our angels as much as possible, and obviously try to conserve our wyvern as much as possible too. So in this case, basically what you want to do is you want to be trying to do this fight intelligently, to take retaliations properly, and to also position your units properly to take as few hits as possible on your angels and on your wyvern, right? So they do go for the giants. Like I said, giants are basically our stack that we're going to lose. And it's best to position angels in slot 3, because then the green dragons are not going to reach them. And I usually put my wyvern in slot 6 like this. And also on turn 1, so we'll go ahead and do shield right away. Also cure, like I said, helps as well. We're probably going to utilize that. And when you're doing it on, a warrior hero, you're not going to need an incredible amount of mana. Something like 20, 30 mana is usually going to be enough, as long as, you have your spell power is not 1, like it's at least like 2 or 3, so that your shield and stone skin lasts a decent amount and your cure does more, more healing. So what we're going to do is wait with the angels. That way we can take retaliation from the green dragons and try to hit that as much as possible. Oh yeah, forgot to do shield. Yeah, and we're going to wait with the giants and the wyverns. So now we take retaliation from the green dragon. And we just try to do as much damage as possible to it. Usually it's your best bet, like I said, to go for the green dragon, because the thing is, they all do the same amount of damage. It's 40-50 to all of them. Obviously, the gold and the black are going to be doing more because of their higher attack and defense skill, but the green dragons are easier to take out because they have a few less HP and lower defense, right? So usually you want to try to focus down the green and the red first, especially in the smaller sized taupes, because you're not going to be facing that many gold and black. Now, and again, like I already said, we are going to be losing stuff here, so when you're doing this, make sure that you kind of, estimate that risk versus reward, because in certain cases, it may not be worth it. In certain cases, it may be worth it. So just make sure you make that judgment call. Just understand that you're always taking that chance. In some cases, it may be worth losing some army to get something really good, but if the utopia is really bad, then it may not be worth it. It may not be worth it to weaken yourself in the event that you get something bad. Maybe in that case, it's better to just go and attack your opponent instead. So, just kind of, it's always that judgment call. Just make sure that you are aware of the fact that, you could just lose army and get something really bad in the utopia. Okay, so we got one green dragon left. Now what we're going to do is we're going to focus down the red dragon. We're going to do stone skin. And this time we are going to hit with the angel because the red dragon has not moved yet. So we're going to want to try to take out as many of them as possible so that, they don't take out more of our wyvern. Okay, they actually went and attacked our angel. Okay, so I would really like to not lose any angels, so I would like to probably start casting Cure. Now I'm just trying to think, which stack would it be best to go after next? We can take out the red, but the red is not going to take out retaliation because the gold and the black move faster. So actually, I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the gold. Because the gold one is going to move first, it's going to hit our wyvern, likely, because it's faster than the black dragon. And we're going to take a couple out, one or two out right now. And then after that, it's going to take retail, and it's going to, we're going to take a few more of them out. So that's probably what we're going to do. Yep, that's better. We did lose 4 wyvern already, but like I said, that's not going to be avoidable. Now we are going to cure the angel. And I think we're going to go for the black dragon now. Ooh, the red dragon actually went for the angel. Well, that's cool. And I think we're going to attack the black dragon with the wyvern as well. Okay. Going to cure the angel again just in case. And now we can take out the black. And who has more HP? So actually we can take out the gold because the gold does a little bit more damage. Actually, yeah, I could have cured the wyvern here. But we may actually not even lose another wyvern. Okay, nice. We didn't. So you see, when you do it like this is actually very, very acceptable losses. We did not lose any angels. We lost the giants that we planned on, losing as meat. And we did lose 6 wyvern, but that's very acceptable. For a maxi taupe, that's very acceptable. Now, and if you don't, so if you only have like 2 power stacks like the, say angels and wyvern, and you don't really, or you only have angels, right? You don't want to lose them. Like I said, you want to bring meat. So if you don't have, something you can throw away like those giants, try to build some army in your town. If you're playing Fortress, for example, like Gorgons and Basilisks can be decent meat. If you find some kind of a units box for something that's tanky, like Ogres for Stronghold are decent. So you do want to have some meat to kind of keep the dragons busy so they don't just all gang up on your power stacks. Okay guys, well that's about all I wanted to demonstrate in this video. I hope that you guys found this useful. These are kind of like, I would say, the three most common ways of taking utopias. And as you saw, we were able to do a maxi tope on, like pay attention to the stats and the spell power and the amount of mana that I had and the tools that I was using, because anything less than what we were doing when we were doing them with Jadit and when we were doing it with Dracon, anything less than that, I would say I would not be that comfortable doing a maxi tope, because we would likely, well, with Jadit, definitely not. With Dracon, maybe we could still do, have less army, but then, the less army you have, the more you will lose. So again, here, when we have 8 Angels and 26 Wyvern left, we're still relatively strong, right? We're still quite strong. But if we, only had Angels left, or like, let's say we only had like 20 Wyvern, that would be our meat, basically, and we would probably only have like 5 Angels left at the end of it, right? So in that case, it would maybe not be worth it, to actually do that tope, because it would weaken us a lot, and we could get something like this. Like, if we're with Dracon, and we don't have the Spellbinder's hat, and we got the Thunder Helmet, the wings, the sandals, and the sack of shit, that really doesn't help us that much, So in this case, we may be better off actually like pushing our opponent rather than trying our luck on a maxi tope. Okay, well, I hope that you guys found this video useful. I hope you learned something, and I hope that you can now start trying to take these Dragon Utopias. Again, you probably do want to practice this against the AI, or kind of, on a single scenario map before you actually try to take it on, in an actual game type scenario, because you could die. There are cases where you can die. And the other thing that I do want to mention is there are other ways to take the utopias. Like, for example, if you have, let's say, implosion or chain lightning or meteor shower, you can kind of hit and run the utopias. If you happen to have, so as undead, like I said, if you use Animate Dead, that's also possible. If you have Vampire Lords, you can also do them on decent enough stats. So there are other ways of doing it, but I would say these are the 3 most common ones. Okay, guys. So I'm ending the video now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and quick announcement, if you guys are not aware, I am not streaming this week, so until the 20th, until Friday the 20th, most likely. So in case you guys didn't know, I will not be streaming. Again, for more Heroes 3 content, you guys are welcome to follow my Twitch stream. I do usually stream Thursdays through Mondays, starting around 10 a.m. Ukrainian time. And you guys are also welcome to subscribe to this YouTube channel, as I do release new video guides every week. And also, I will have a link to the stream's Facebook page in the video description below. If you guys want to keep up with the latest information for things like announcements and updates, and also to have a chance at giveaways, as I've already done a giveaway at 1,000 followers on Twitch, I'll be doing one at 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and there will be more in the future as well. So if you guys want to be eligible for those, go ahead and follow and like the Facebook page as well. Okay, guys, once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.